Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. They didn't just want her gone. They demanded it. This isn't just a backstage tantrum. It's not a diva moment or some moody method acting. This ? This is a theatrical mutiny. And the name at the center of it all? Rachel Zegler. Yup. Our Disney princess turned Broadway problem child just hit a wall so hard. The entire cast of Evita basically said, it's her or us. Let that sink in. An entire ensemble, trained performers, seasoned professionals, walked into a closed-door meeting and told producers point blank, remove her, or we walk. And guess what? This isn't just a royal cutoff, it's a royal shutdown. Because Rachel didn't just lose the room, she might have just lost the stage. For good. And the wildest part? It was supposed to be her big comeback. Her I told you so. Her watch me shine moment after the Snow White backlash. Instead, we're watching a career spiral faster than a TikTok scandal, in real time. So grab your tea because this story, oh baby, it's not just messy, it's historic.
Well, Rachel was desperate to play Eva Peron. You know, it was her idea, and we saw an audition tape, and she was absolutely sensational. You know, she worked with our musical supervisor in New York on the material. Her versions of the songs were terrific.
Is what I would say if I had no taste. Rachel Zegler, oh my god, when are you guys gonna see how much of a powerhouse she is? I love Rachel Zegler so much. I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be sat front and center to see this icon slay Evita. Oh my god, I can't wait. I am gonna see it when it first opens. I already know that. I can't wait to see this diva. Oh my god.
Like, I'm the first to admit when I saw her interviews, I hated her. I was like, ew, how snide. Ugh, how condescending. And then I was like, well, wait. She's acting it up. They told her to do that. You can't tell me this young woman was cast in such an iconic role and went, thanks, I hate it. No, let's use our brains. We have been pushing girl boss, strong women, strong. We've been pushing that for so long. They tell her to give us that and we shit on her. I don't know, I just feel like that's so goddamn mean.
I can't believe it. I very much had no interest in seeing Rachel Zegler in any movies heading into this. And watching this made me forget that I really don't like her as an actress.
All is forgiven with the Snow White controversy. Maybe I'm going to show up for it. I thought she was fantastic.
She was really funny.
So let's rewind, just a little. Rachel Zegler, the same girl who went from YouTube covers to starring in West Side Story under Steven Spielberg, was supposed to be the next big thing. Hollywood had her on lock. Disney gave her a tiara. And the Broadway world? It welcomed her with open arms. And probably a full spotlight. When she landed the role of Eva Peron in Evita, the buzz was immediate. I mean, this wasn't just a good career move. This was the kind of casting that screams, I'm here to stay. Producers praised her audition tape like it was dipped in gold. Critics, who once side-eyed her post-Snow White interviews, suddenly flipped, calling her bold, modern, even revolutionary. She tweeted out cryptic song lyrics like she was stepping into her final form, posted black and white rehearsal selfies, draped herself in Eva's legacy like it was custom couture. And honestly, at first, it worked. The theater blogs were gagged. Fans were counting down to opening night. People were genuinely excited to see her shake up a role that's been played by some of Broadway's fiercest women. This was her Watch Me Now era, her redemption arc, her I'm more than Snow White mic drop. But then it started to unravel. One whisper at a time, one missed rehearsal, one creative disagreement that turned into a full-blown shouting match. And suddenly, the vibe shifted. What started as young, passionate artist bringing fresh perspective became, this girl is exhausting. Sources from inside the production started talking. An anonymous vocal coach allegedly said Rachel was trying to rebuild the entire musical from scratch. Like, what? It's Evita, not Zegler, the solo show. And here's where it gets complicated. Rachel wasn't wrong to want to make the role her own. But when every choice you make feels like a challenge to the people around you, when every rehearsal becomes a battlefield, it's not art anymore, it's a war. So here's where things get, according to insiders, and when I say insiders, I mean people who were in the room, with NDAs tighter than a corset, the tension didn't start with one big blowout. It built slowly, like a bad harmony that never gets corrected. First, it was the vocal rewrites. Rachel allegedly didn't just want to tweak Eva's vocal phrasing, she wanted to change entire musical lines. We're talking about a show with lyrics etched into Broadway history like "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." And she's out here trying to give it a Gen Z flair. Apparently, the musical director was like, "We can't just rewrite Tim Rice because you don't like the high notes." Then came the choreography battles. Word is, Rachel didn't connect with the original movement, so she requested a new choreographer. I mean, who does that? It's like joining Chicago and asking if you can swap out Fosse for TikTok trend dances. But the real breaking point came during Tech Week. The cast, already on edge, showed up, ready to run scenes. Everyone's in costume. Energy's tense. Rachel arrives late, then refuses to do the scene unless they adjust the lights, then argues about blocking, then allegedly, and this is key, storms out mid-run with the words, "I'm not going to destroy myself to make you all comfortable." Yikes. That quote has been passed around backstage like a haunted prop, and after that, it was done. The cast had had enough. They held a private meeting, no producers, no PR, and voted, unanimously, her or us. And here's what makes it wild. This wasn't some diva chorus line trying to start drama. These were professionals, career actors, some with decades on Broadway, and they were willing to risk everything, contracts, reputations, future jobs, to say, "We can't work like this." And when the producers heard that, they didn't flinch. No statements, no tears, just action, the royal kind.
The online world was outraged by the choice of the lead.
Rachel Zegler has been described as a walking PR disaster.
Her name is Rachel Zegler, an American actress and singer of Colombian and Polish descent.
I'm a narcissist.
General public did not know of her, has not heard her speak, sing, breathe, just pictures. The world was outraged because they did not think she was pretty. Let's get real. They thought she was ugly.
Rachel Zegler is the prime example of how you should never think that you're bigger than the project.
Who single-handedly actually annoyed everyone so bad they skipped this mess. Well played.
So, what happens when you get booted? Not by a director, not by a studio suit, but by your own castmates? Simple, you become radioactive. And Rachel, she's glowing. Let's start with Broadway. Theater isn't like Hollywood. It's smaller, tighter, unforgiving. Word spreads fast. One bad reputation can tank you for years. And being the lead who got amicably separated mid-rehearsal process, that's not a soft cancel. That's a full-blown, career-altering, maybe she's the problem moment. Producers talk, casting directors remember. Stage managers warn others. And the whispers? Too hard to direct. Too many opinions. High maintenance. That stuff sticks forever. And let's not forget, this wasn't a minor production. Evita is a sacred musical. And when you walk into a legacy like that and try to rewrite the rules, it's like walking into Hamilton and saying, let's ditch the rapping. So, Broadway? Not looking good. Now let's look at Hollywood. Disney's Snow White already put her in hot water, thanks to those interviews where she called the prince weird, the story outdated, and declared her version would be nothing like the original. Audiences were confused, fans were turned off, and Disney had to go into full-on damage control mode. Now combine that PR mess with this Evita disaster, and Rachel's not just facing a rough patch, she's facing a full-on reputation crisis. Studios hate unpredictability, Broadway hates ego, and audiences, they don't like when the princess turns into the villain. Rachel has talent, no one's denying that, but right now, it's buried under headlines, hurt feelings, and industry hesitation. And if she doesn't course correct fast, she might end up in the worst spot imaginable, unbookable.
So much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly, and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all. So when I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. That's hard.
Thank you, Rachel.
You know, sometimes we forget these headlines. They're about people. Rachel Zegler isn't just a trending name on Broadway World or a thumbnail on Twitter. She's a 20-something navigating some of the biggest stages in the world, in front of millions, with the pressure of perfection strapped to her back like armor. And that armor, it's starting to crack. Because fame doesn't just elevate you, it exposes you. Every flaw, every mood swing, every creative instinct that doesn't land gets magnified. And Rachel, talented, ambitious, sharp-tongued Rachel, walked into that storm thinking passion alone would be enough. But here's the catch. This isn't high school theater. This isn't a TikTok duet. This is the machine. And the machine doesn't care about your vision if it disrupts the schedule. It doesn't care how hard your childhood was if you're difficult on set. It doesn't care that your heart is in the right place if your attitude isn't. And maybe Rachel didn't understand that. Or maybe she just couldn't hold herself together under the weight of it. Imagine being that young, that famous, that scrutinized, and trying to redefine a role as iconic as Eva Peron. That's not just hard. That's borderline impossible. But here's where it hurts. Rachel fought to be taken seriously, to not just be the girl who got lucky with Spielberg, to prove that she wasn't just a casting story, but a real artist. And now, she's being defined by everything but the work, the drama, the headlines, the exit. It's like watching someone grab for their dream, only to accidentally crush it in the process. And look, maybe she did overstep. Maybe she was difficult. Maybe she forgot that collaboration means listening, not just leading. But underneath all that
is someone who clearly cares about art, cares about impact, cares about making something bigger than herself. She just hasn't figured out how to do that without blowing everything up in the process. So now we're here. A stage that's gone quiet, a role that's been recast, a star who's still burning, just not where she thought she would. Rachel Zegler wanted to be unforgettable, and maybe she still will be. But the question now, will she be remembered for the performance she gave, or the one that never even made it to opening night?
And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.